Trevor called me about doing this play, and I was like, oh, Trevor, I'd really like to work with you. He's like, I'm working on a Sarah Ruhl play. I was like, cool, I love Sarah Ruhl. Great. And then I realized it was a play that had like 11 actors in 3 separate plays, playing characters that play other characters, and I was kind of like, holy I got myself. So it's accumulated this huge amount of research, and I still didn't know how to draw it. So what I realized is that at the heart of it, at the heart of all 3 of these plays, it's still really about the people who are playing these characters, who are playing these characters, playing these characters. What does it mean to be either typecast or associated with what you do, or how people see you, and how does it affect who you become, and what you want to be. And I think that kind of continues throughout her 3 plays. And when we see people, there is a certain kind of, the shapes are much more simple, the gestures are much more simple, and I think we'll talk a little bit about palette when we get to some of the other slides. But when we get into part 2, we really see it become a little bit monochromatic. The color kind of leaches out of things. We've talked about if 1 is kind of more natural and more wooden and earthier colors, that 2 is really a little bit more metallic. And yeah, if you think of it being kind of monochromatic. Part 3, the colors come back. The patterns are a little bit more complex, I think. But there's a little bit of a faded quality. If you have been to South Dakota, or really any of the kind of plains area or the Midwest, there is that kind of sun-bleached quality that things can have, and that things really also have a sense of being kind of a little bit weathered, that there's a real sense of living in